Kayleigh Gets Creative, and today we're talking tortillas, specifically corn tortillas. So I did an experiment after hours and hours of online research. I couldn't find a consistent recipe, so I decided to try a couple of methods that I found online and see which one worked best for me. So I did 4 different methods. I did 2 different styles, and 2 of them I let rest. The other 2 I made and cooked them immediately to see if the resting the dough made a difference. Kind of like if you were to proof bread, something along those lines. I didn't know if that had any effect on the dough whatsoever. So this first one, I actually have not tried any of these, so I'm going to try them on camera with you today. This first one I did a cup of the masa flour mix with 3/4 of a cup of water, half a teaspoon of salt, and I actually added about a tablespoon, like a rounded tablespoon of vegetable shortening to this. I let the dough rest for about 2 hours before I made the tortillas, so we will see how that goes. The second one I used a cup of the masa flour, 3/4 of a cup of water, half a teaspoon of salt, but I did not add shortening to this batch. However, I did let this rest the 2 hours as well. The third one, I did the cup of the flour, 3/4 of a cup of water, half a teaspoon of salt, and I did shortening in this, but I cooked these immediately. I did not let the dough rest. And then the fourth one is the batch without the shortening. So I did a cup of the masa flour, 3/4 of a cup of water, and half a teaspoon of salt, and cooked this immediately. So let's see how this tries out. So the one with the shortening is nice and flimsy. I think that'd be great for a taco because obviously it's not gonna fall apart on you. Let's see how it tastes. It's good. It's chewy and it's got a really good corn flavor, but it's not dry and crumbly. So that one's pretty good. All right, this is the one without the shortening. So if you can see, let's see, this one cracked really easily. So when you're using this to make a taco, all your stuff's gonna fall out. That kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Let's see how this tastes. Sorry, this one is quite a bit more dry than the one that has the shortening in it. So overall, I already think the one with the shortening is going to be better. So let's see what the effect on resting the dough was. So those first 2, they rested for about 2 hours. These I cooked immediately. So see, this one's nice and pliable. It's not going to break on you. So I did not expect this. I thought letting the dough rest would have a positive effect on the tortillas, but that is not the case. This one is actually better than the first one, so that's surprising, but this is really, really good. I could eat all the tacos with this. It's nice and flimsy, good corn flavor. That's good. And then this is not rested, and no shortening in it. So let's see. Just as I thought. That one was dry as well. So my favorite by far was this third one. And this recipe, and I'll have a video after this on exactly how I made these and the whole process. So this was the cup of flour, or the masa mix flour, 3/4 of a cup of water, half a teaspoon of salt, and a rounded tablespoon of shortening, and then you mix that together and form it into balls. So that's exciting. I also made some empanadas with this same dough, which I thought was really cool. It's the same process other than flattening these and cooking these in a dry skillet. What you do is you actually put the filling in and fry them, so that turned out really well. So awesome. I'm glad this turned out great. Now I'm going to be making tacos all the time. These are surprisingly easy too, and they taste so much better than store-bought tortillas. So I highly recommend you making this. You can use a tortilla press like I do. In my video, got it for less than $15, and I'll post the link to the one that I have and that I used. Or you can actually hand roll these out with a rolling pin. I've also seen a video where people take heavy cutting boards and smash and use equal pressure and smash those flat, which seems to work as well. I like the tortilla press. It makes them perfectly circular, and they're all the same thickness, so you don't have problems with it being too thick of a tortilla to where it's not going to bend for you whenever you put the filling in. So I hope you enjoyed this informative video, and stay tuned for exactly how I made these and the recipe and how I cooked them. Let me know if you have any questions. I know that homemade tortillas can be, you know, proprietary family recipe, but I would love to hear how your mother or grandmother has made them, if it's any way different or similar. I'd love to hear if I'm doing this right, because I am a very novice when it comes to making this. I just kind of gathered information and did what I could there. So I'd love to hear your feedback.